Welcome. This is the Flat Earth Genius. My name is Flat Genius, and Earth is my middle name. We're going to do something a little different here today, guys. Let me bring myself up on the screen here. I should be in the bottom. Now you should see me full. We're going to try something a little different here today. If you want, go ahead and make you a cup of coffee. Get you a beverage, whatever you want, a beer, water, it doesn't matter to me. But sit down, we're going to take a little time. I'm going to we'll play some music for y'all guys today. I think this is going to be a good time to really just relax our mind, listen to some good music, and just maybe discuss a little bit, whatever comes to mind. I'd like to maybe go deep a little bit on some things. I don't have any script here. I don't have any really preset idea of what I even want to talk about. I'm going to just kind of let the music open my mind up and see what I'm thinking about, what's on my mind. There's been a lot of things going on in the Flat Earth community, and I just want to talk about it. This isn't going to be about proving anything per se or doing any experiments. So this is just more of a time for us to sit back, chillax, drink a nice cup of hot coffee on this cool day. It's 41 degrees outside, so, just a wonderful day, bright and sunny. So I'm going to put some music on here in just a second. I've got my microphone because this is the only way it works for me right now to be able to play music and talk without it sounding real funny. So, let me back out of here. As you see here on the screen, this is an album cover. The album is by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of King Gizzard before. If you haven't, I'm sorry, but I'm here to bring you some good news. I'm going to let you listen to some King Gizzard. And the album we're going to listen to is called Polly Gonna Wanna Land. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I always call it Polly Gonna Wanna, like gonna, Polly Gonna Wanna Land, but it's really Polly Gonna Wanna Land. And this album, King Gizzard last year in 2017 produced 5 studio albums. And this was number 4 of 5. This came out late last year. And basically they're making other bands look lazy. And I don't know what kind of music you like, so this is really for you maybe a step into something that you're not familiar with, going in some new territory, which is similar to the Flat Earth, So we'll play this, and I hope you enjoy it. I want to go through some legal things for YouTube and for you to understand. This is on King Gizzard's webpage. I'm on KingGizzardandTheLizardWizard.com. This album, just so you know, Polly Gonna Wanna Land, is entirely free. Free to download, and if you wish, free to make copies. Make tapes, make CDs, make records, do whatever you want. You own this music. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard made this album royalty and trademark free, per se. It's yours. You own it. You see it right here on the screen. You own this. This is yours. Do whatever you want. You can get digital masters of this if you want. You can use this artwork if you want. You can sell these. You can give them away. You can do whatever you want with this music because it's yours. So there should be no problem with YouTube. I shouldn't be getting a strike because this is my music. I am King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard today. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and put on the first track. It's called Crumbling Castle. Now, this album is a concept album, which means it's really not individual track. It's one whole. It's broken down into tracks, and sometimes you'll know when the track is over and the next one starts. Sometimes you won't realize it. but this album is to be taken in a whole as one unit, because it's going to tell a story. Maybe not so much in words, but in emotion, in feeling. You'll know the story when it's done. So we're going to play it through. I'm going to cut in and interrupt and talk as I see fit. You know, I encourage you to go to YouTube, where you can listen to the entire album in good, clear audio, or go to King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard's website and download it from there. Listen to it, you know, without no one talking. Just really dedicate some time to listen to this. But, you know, today we're just going to use it more as kind of background and inspiration and chat about the Flat Earth. So with all that much ado out of the way, let me go ahead and bring up my Winamp, because that's what I'm going to be playing it off of. And we're going to get started. This is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Polygon Wonderland, and the opening track is called Crumbling Castle. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. I should have mentioned to you that King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is a band from Australia. Makes me think of how the globe theory, the heliocentric model, is the crumbling castle. It's coming down, guys. We got to keep pressing on. We got to keep going, because I know I've been in this for 1 year, and in just my 1 year that I know of, you know, and I'm sure there's plenty that I don't know of, that, you know, just from comments or from my videos or whatever, I've inspired people to look further into it, and they've come to a decision, maybe on part because of my effort. It doesn't really matter, but obviously we want people to know. But I know in my own personal sphere of people, like maybe around 10 or more people who came to the Flat Earth understanding. So the heliocentric model is a crumbling castle. It's coming down, and it's a beautiful thing to see the truth prevail. like to give some shout outs while I'm thinking about it to some of my favorite Flat Earth channels out there. Of course, without a doubt, we have Jeranism, ODD, Morguile, Eric Dubay, the big guys. You know, these are the big guns, and we appreciate you guys. I know y'all take a lot of heat. Y'all are called shills and you know, controlled opposition and stuff, but we know better than that. But you know, it's a lot of the smaller channels that really are the backbone of this community. And there's so many of them, I know I'm not going to name them all, and so I hope I don't offend you if I don't name you. But, Wide Awake, man, I love you, man. Curious Life, can you believe Curious Life, his YouTube channel, has been deleted? What is going on, guys, with this censorship? Chris Curtis, Subphotonic, we got Orphan Red, of course, Antonio Subarats, love you, man. I spent hours listening to you. Of course, we have Nathan Oakley and those guys. I love you guys over there in the United Kingdom. Y'all doing good work over there, man. Amazing job. Oh, my John Smith Globali. Brother, love your work, man. Y'all guys. Nicole Cote, love your work. Sleeping Warrior, Rob Skiba. The Bloody Truth. The ache inside my key spurs me on. I don't want to be invisible. Dr. Zach, Dorka, Jorka, however you pronounce it, forgive me. Love your work, though. Doing good work out there. Guys over in India, too. Phuket World. Paul on the plane. Appreciate you, brother. I don't want to be no crumbling castle, do you? I don't want to be a part of that heliocentric model that's crumbling. You know, I can't remember who the quote is from, but the quote is basically, it only takes a tireless minority, a small handful of people who are tireless and won't give up and who will keep fighting to change the entire course of history. And that's what I see us as in this community. We're small in number right now, but we're growing daily. But we have a fever, we have a passion, we have a fire that's inside of us because we've been red-pilled on this. We've seen through the matrix. We've looked behind the curtain, and we've seen the crumbling castle. We've seen the wizard back there in his puny little self, all disrobed and naked. And it's an ugly, horrible thing. And we're going to prevail. We're going to watch this thing come down, and we're going to see the truth win the day for once. here's the Globe's Death March. Bring myself up for a minute. I hope you enjoyed Crumbling Castle. We're fixing to continue on in just a second to the next track, and I'll probably let it play out from there without pausing it. So I hope you got your coffee ready. I hope you enjoyed that. So let's get back to the music and enjoy it. Ever just really sit down and ponder other lands? There's a potential there's other lands out there. It's amazing. It's hard to wrap your mind around. We've been held prisoner on this ball, per se. You know, it's when you think about it in some weird way, Antarctica is our prison. Antarctica is what confines us to a ball. And by that I mean in our minds, they've used Antarctica to keep us on the ball. That's their door that locks us in, is Antarctica. King Gizzard being from Australia makes me think about Wolfie. Jeez, Wolfie. There's hope for you, guy. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I don't know if you're sincere or if you're a shill. I tend to think you're a shill because I don't understand why. What motivates people to spend all their time trying to debunk people if they're just retarded? Like, you know, if us flat earthers are so retarded, then why even spend all your time trying to worry about us? It doesn't make sense. The only reason why I could see you would devote this kind of passion and time to debunking and making videos and doing it is either for money or that you have an ulterior motive or you have an agenda, you know. I don't know, I'm just saying, these are things I think about. Maybe you're just a normal guy who just is a weirdo who doesn't have nothing better to do in life than to troll flat earthers, and maybe science means that much to you and you just can't stand to see science perverted, and if so, you know, good for you that you're doing what you feel is right. But yeah, I don't get you guys. You guys down in Australia think you got it all figured out because you live in Australia for some reason. It doesn't make sense, you know. Some really cocky bastards down there. Isn't it fun when globetards get all choked up on about 10 or 20 feet missing off of a building 30, 40 miles away, but yet they're swallowing the fact that the whole building's seen when it should be below the curve? It cracks me up, man. It's like, this happened with that Liverpool, the Blackpool Tower video that just came out recently. There was about, I think, 40 feet or so missing from the bottom, and it was even impossible to see because it was taken at night, so it's really hard to determine what exactly we're seeing at the lower portion of it. But okay, we'll admit 50 feet was missing, but there's 300 and some odd feet visible that shouldn't have been. What are you going to do about that? You know what I'm saying? It just cracks me up, the cognitive dissonance with these people. Does it ever hit you that we are the modern day Copernicuses and Eratosthenes and Newton? That is us. Guys like Rob Skiba and Jaron and ODD and Eric Dubé, those guys will be remembered in the future as fathers of the new movement. I mean, that's just how it is going to be. Our great grandchildren are going to look at them as heroes of the day, and that just blesses my heart to think about that. This is us. We're in this time right now. We're in a revolution of the mind and of our world. Am I the only one that finds it really hard to be patient with Globies? I try, I really do. And I don't want to be a douchebag to people, you know, and I don't want to turn people off. But like, as soon as these guys start getting cocky, which is almost always right off the bat, you know, it's like you'll post a video or whatever, and their opening comment is just something very arrogant and douchebaggery, and when I see that, I just let them have it. You know, it's hard for me to have patience with these people. What about you?
Must not accept his sick version of life itself. Disrespect everything. Multiply in the cell. Dance of the dead will descend on his head. Extend to the family's hubris.
I mean, it's not like we're anti-science or against science, people. If the Earth is a globe hurling through space and there's an amazing force called gravity that makes it all work out, then wow. I mean, I will give you the standing ovation. That's an amazing system if that can actually be what it is. But that's not what we experience in our real observations, you know? We're not doing this because we're trying to troll people or because we have nothing better to do with our lives, but we honestly feel like we've been deceived. Our senses don't feel the Earth hurling through space, and I know we're told that, well, it's gravity causes that. Yeah, but that just doesn't make sense. Our observations don't line up with that. When we see clouds still in the sky and rocks stacked up and they stay there for years without falling over. And we see lakes that are perfectly still. That it's hard to imagine how magical force can make all that stick and do that. So when we question that, I don't see why y'all have a problem with that. We're supposed to be skeptical. That's what true scientists are, like Antonio was talking about recently. Be a skeptic. In the very first Flat Earth video I made last June, I believe, or it was July, I predicted that the Flat Earth movement would come out this year on a public mass level, in a way that the media can't ignore. And I also predicted that Trump was a flat earther and that he would probably play a role in that. And as the time has went on, not only am I convinced of that now, I'm sure of it. And I stand behind that prediction. I believe very soon, and now we see the Brazilians fixing to release a documentary, and let's cross our fingers and hope the best for that. Be open-minded. But one way or the other, this is coming out. We're getting to a point where it's going to happen, guys. And just be excited. Be ready. Be studied up, because we're going to be the ones they come to. I think as flat earthers we need to organize. We need to get a little more organized. We need to, and I heard Orphan Red talking about this with Antonio last night. We need to work together. We need to come together and bring our talents to the forefront. Those who are good at certain things need to focus on those certain things, and others who are better at other things, and spend our time in the field, in the areas where we're the most productive and where our potential is at its greatest. Because we need to be efficient about this and work together as a community. And we need to hash ideas out together. It might be best if we quit putting out our own theories so much without running it by other flat earthers to get other opinions, because a lot of times we put out bad information, and it's okay to make mistakes, but we can minimize the public mistakes we make by bringing your ideas to other flat earthers first and getting other opinions and let people play the devil's advocate, work those kinks out before we publish our findings. That way, we have a little bit more credibility in the eyes of the public. To thank Math Powerland too. I know a lot of people don't like his name and are put off by him, but as for me personally, he had a big part in me understanding the flat earth when I first came in, so thank you, Math. Without being religious, just thinking about the reality of it, does it ever just blow your mind to think about this creation and the fact that some amazing, powerful, brilliant force created us and established us and gave us life? Amazing. It's just mind-blowing that God, that's the name we give to him, it, the presence, whatever, so I'll just say God. But here we are. We're here. We exist, so we had to have been created. The flat earth does away with evolution, my friends. It does away with the Big Bang, my friends. There's only one answer. We were created. We were put here with purpose and design. And that means we're being watched. That means that we're loved and we're valued. It means that we have worth. Look at us. We're humans. We rule this place. We're it. You're it. And you're special. And that's just amazing to think of that.
Inconspicuous
thank you for joining me on this experience, this experiment of music and just deep thoughts. I'm going to let the album play out. I want you to really just enjoy this last 8 or 9 minutes. This is the Flat Earth Genius. I love you guys. Let's keep it up. Blessings.
Looking through rose-colored glasses, one it won't change anything. My body's not beaten dull. It is a vessel in a blank slate, an empty hard drive. Doctor, please, I'll do anything. Ultimately, let me see, give me more. I want to see the world
See the fourth color, people. Break through that matrix. Take the red pill. You got to put aside your indoctrinated cognitive dissonance. Realize we were brainwashed. It wasn't our fault. But we gotta look beyond, and we gotta break through it. See that fourth color, my friends.
Many minds and many eyeballs puppet my feet.